Oh my god. So looks like something's happening. I was gonna wait on the video, but I don't know if I have the time to wait. So a little bit. As you can see, we have a full acre of Blanc du Bois, and so what we're gonna do in this video, we're gonna go over the grape, the trellis system, and then look at our irrigation system, and then we'll end it there. All right, like I was saying earlier, the varietal that we're planting right now is Blanc du Bois. It is a grape that's really popular over here. We're about an hour outside of Houston, which is why the storm's coming. You can kind of see a little bit of leftover grapes. This varietal is resistant to Pierce's disease, which is one of the reasons we got it. Ours are super vigorous. So you can see the trunk there of my finger there for reference. The trunks looks to be like an inch and a half, 2 inches, and this is these are on their third leaf. This last harvest we harvested, let's see if we can find some more berries. We harvested a ton off of 200 plants. We have more than 200 plants, but we only thought these rows were doing exceptionally well, so we decided to harvest only these first four rows we planted, and then we planted an additional 350 after that. And then the Blanc has a citrusy flavor. I'm trying to look for some berries in which we can, so you can kind of see the berries. They have like medium-sized berries, and they're kind of golden brown or goldeny type of berry. Can't really find anything. So we got ours. The actual varietal itself is a muscadine hybrid, and it actually has, ours have a grafted vinifera on there. So they're like super vigorous. They're a lot more vigorous than any of the other Blanc vineyards I've seen. And I'll show you back up in the front here in a second. And again, I'm looking for berries to kind of show you guys, seeing if we have any left that weren't picked. Nope, doesn't look like it. And so I guess we'll talk about our system here. Our system that we're using is called the Watson, and it actually has a V shape, goes out this way, and it has these wires that run lateral. So we have 1, 2, the center, and then we have the same thing on the other side. So it's a V shape, and then these are attached to an 8-foot T-post that's been driven in at least 2 feet. All right. And the reason, and you can see that our plants are actually really high. Typically, most other systems you see are really low. Basically, it'd be like right here, and then you'd have another one over here. We go about 6 feet. I don't know, let's see. One, it allows you to be underneath when you're picking, and so there's a little bit of cloud cover there. Secondly, you don't have to be bending down on the ground to be able to harvest, and so that's one added benefit of it. But that's not the main reason you would implement this system. Like I said before, we're actually in the Gulf Coast, right off of the Gulf Coast, and so the main reason we're doing this is for airflow. We have really high humidity, and humidity, as you guys know, brings a lot of mildews, a lot of funguses, and it just lets basically like infest your whole vineyard. And so this passageway underneath, as you can see all the way through, allows airflow, and so that some of that moisture can get kicked out by the winds. And so that's the main reason for it. But having that tree cover when you're picking in July or August is nice. And I think it actually looks better too, honestly, because you can look through the entire vineyard, and I could actually, if I wanted to, which I will, you can see I'm in a different row now. So I can go ahead and just cross the rows, and I don't have to go all the way to the end of the vineyard for that. But lessons learned, in case you guys implement this, the format in which we did it, we did 1 T-post, 2 rebars, and then we started our next T-post. If I could go back and redo it, I would redo either all T-posts or switch it every other time. So it'd be T-post, rebar, T-post. And the reason is it basically will help strengthen your whole system. And like I said before, we didn't know our plants were so vigorous. And so because of that, it's actually too much. This time it was too much pressure, too much weight on our trellis system. And I'll show you some of the damage that happened. Well, this one was okay. All right, so you can see there. See, nope, can't see there. Here's a better thing. So here you have what happened to our trellis system. It's broken, and that was just with the sheer amount of weight that's right there. Just the sheer amount of weight bent our little V-shaped trellis up. So what I'm going to do this coming season, I'm going to go ahead and put a T-post right at the end, and that will hold the trellis, and that should be pretty good. And then the last thing I wanted to show you guys was basically going to be, all right, so our irrigation. We piped in water from the well right here. Then we have automatic waterer that we set. Right now it's on auto. We are still watering like every 3 days or so, just because it's so incredibly hot. Typically you probably wouldn't want to water unless the conditions are really bad. And then this PVC goes down into the ground and then splits all the way down the row there. And every place you see this black piping, this black tubing come out, that's where one of the PVC end outputs are, one of the end points where they go. And then basically we just ran this tubing along the about 18 inches from the ground, where we put this wire in there, and then this tubing just kind of goes all the way down. And right now what we're using to hold the tubing down is just zip ties. They're cheap, they do the job. You can go in there, fix it real quickly, but they do not last, especially here in the Texas heat. They do not last, maybe 2 years at most. And so you just have to go back every year and replace the ones that have been broken. Not too much work, at least for a vineyard our size. We're only an acre, and so that's basically it, guys. Give a zoomed out picture, and this is basically a little further back so you can see the entire vineyard. Alright guys, if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Put a like and subscribe. It will help out the channel quite a bit, and I'll bring you guys some more content. Thanks.